Today we're going to be unboxing some new fish for the fish room, so stick around. You're not going to want to miss it. So welcome back to the channel. I appreciate y'all coming through, kicking with your boy, checking out the video. Today we got some new fish in the fish room and I'm excited to share these guys with you. I'm getting back into breeding more fish down here in the fish room. Now that the fish room is slowly coming back together, I want to start breeding some fish. So I got a nice little box of some fish and we're going to unbox these guys and see what all we got. Now I am starting off with some live bears, so I am giving away a little bit. We do have some live bears in this box. But I am going to be getting back into breeding a lot of dwarf cichlids, African cichlids, and different things like that as well. So we're just going to unbox this and see what all we got, man. Super excited about this. All right. So the first bag, oh, these guys are nice right here. Super nice fish. So I'm getting back into breeding a lot of live bears because I had sold off a lot of stuff, or I gave away a lot of stuff. So I picked up these guys right here. These are some pineapple swordtails, or they might have a different name on them, but they were sold to me as pineapple swordtails. You can see we got a nice male right here. He looks really good, and then we have two fat females in here that are probably already pregnant, ready to go. So we got a nice little trio of these pineapple swordtails. Super excited about these guys. Want to start breeding more swordtails. I love swordtails. I got my orange swordtails in this tank right here. I love them to death. I ain't even gonna lie. Now the next fish right here, this is another live bear. This is another swordtail actually. These are some Tuxedo swordtails. So now you can see the guy. I had these before and I sold off quite a bit of them at like one of those fish swaps, but I had to get these guys back into the fish room. So we got these Tuxedo swordtails and these guys look amazing. They'll look a lot better once we get them into the box and things like that. But they're looking super good right now. So we got these guys and we got the pineapple swordtails. Woo, we're starting off good already. Now the last, well, second to last fish. These guys are kind of rare. You don't see a lot of people keeping these fish. You don't see a lot of people breeding them or anything like that. And it's very rare you'll find them in pet stores. Now, these are some humpback lemurs. And it's really kind of hard to see them. They'll look a lot better once I get them into the aquarium. But we got a nice pair of these. And I already have one female already down here in the fish room. But we got one nice fat female here and a beautiful male. I think this is a really awesome live bear. And you don't see a lot of people breeding these or keeping these, just like the Goodians and different type of live bears. They're kind of rare nowadays. So we got some humpback lemurs, and there is a couple other humpback species out there that I want to get into later on, but just got to find them. Stuff is kind of hard to find right now. So we got those three live bears. Now, like I said, I am going to get back into breeding like dwarf cichlids, as far as like the pistols, the crebencies, and there's just tons of dwarf cichlids that you can breed. With me having like smaller tanks down here, I can't really breed a lot of big cichlids like I would love to. I would love to breed a lot of South and Central American cichlids, but I got to stick with the dwarf ones. So we have right here, and I've bred these before, and I'm sure a few of you guys who have shopped from me and bought fish at the fish while I have bought some of my fish before. And these are some crebencies. So we got a nice little male right here. Nice little male crebency. Beautiful little fish. I love the crebencies. And we got a nice, beautiful little female right here. I sold off my whole batch of these. I don't know why I did that, but at the time, I was just trying to get rid of stuff. I knew I was going to be rebuilding. So that is pretty much what we got in today's little haul. It's a small little haul. I do have another shipment coming in probably next week with some really cool fish that I think you guys are going to enjoy as well. So this is the small little haul. I'm going to get these guys acclimated into the aquariums, show you guys how they're looking, and then we'll talk about them and talk about how we're going to breed them and all that good stuff. So stick around. So before I show you guys all the fish that we just unboxed in the tanks, I wanted to give you guys an update on some of the fish down here in the fish room. And let's start with this orange swordtail tank. It is just amazing. I love this fish. You can see how brightly orange they are. You can see how fat this female is. She's probably one of the biggest swordtails I ever seen. She's at least 2, maybe 3 inches. and she's super huge and she's ready to pop right now. So I actually need to move her out of this aquarium and put her into like a 5-gallon bucket with some floating plants, so that way she can give birth in peace. Because if I was to leave her in here, she will give birth, but a lot of babies wouldn't make it. They'll get picked off by the younger ones, or maybe she even pick them off. So I need to move her to a 5-gallon bucket with a bunch of floating plants, so she will be able to give birth in peace and not be stressed out, because this male is still trying to spawn with her, even though she's pregnant right now. Now, speaking of my male, I only had one male, and I was scared, like if I lose him, this colony is over with. But I'm starting to see a lot of the juveniles are starting to get some sores on them, like this guy right here. He's starting to grow a little sword on him. So we definitely got some more males, which is very important to keep this colony going. I just love this species of fish. They're prolific breeders and they do very well for me. So just want to give you guys an update on them. Let's take a look at some more tanks. So now over here to our Aquascape tank. This tank has been up and running for about a week now, and it's been doing amazing. I haven't did any maintenance on this tank, no water changes or nothing. Just been letting the tank mature and letting everybody get settled in. The plants are doing amazing. You can see they're still nice and green, looking good. I'm even starting to see a lot of these crypts are growing like crazy in the foreground. I still need to get in here and like nip off a few of these aquarium lilies, but you can see one is already starting to grow up right here, and then in the back I'm seeing a new leaf pop up back there. So the plants are doing amazing. And I know a lot of times with the Java fern, it's a very slow growing plant, but I swear this thing is growing already. I've been dosing this tank daily, and I've really been just enjoying the heck out of this tank. All the fish in here are doing amazing. Got our rose line sharks. Somebody commented and said that wasn't a good touch to the tank, but I think it is. I think the rose line sharks are a super dope fish, and they add a lot of uniqueness to the aquarium. But we still got all our Congo Tetras in here. Can't wait till these guys get bigger. Got our angels, our cories, and I also added in some bristlenose plecos in here as well. So I got a nice couple of albino bristlenose in here just to help with the algae. And then we still got our German blue ram, which he is out showing for you guys right now. I'm noticing though on this lighter substrate, they're not as colored up. But I have the rest of my German rams on some black substrate, and they are super colored up. So maybe they do a lot better on a darker substrate. But these guys are doing great. Still got our female. Hopefully, I know they're not going to spawn in this tank, but I am going to be taking a pair of these rams and I'm going to be breeding them out down here in the fish room. Still got all our little stir-by cories going crazy in this tank. It's looking amazing. So just want to give you guys a little update on them. So all the people that enjoy a lot of bigger, more semi-aggressive fish, just want to give you guys a look at all these Severums in my little pike. I love this pike. I had this pike for probably about over a year now, and I just love this pike, man. He's just a beautiful fish. I really enjoy feeding him. He's just a really good eater. And all the Severums in here have been doing amazing. These guys are all going to be for sale other than my pike. I will not be selling my pike, but all the Severums will be for sale. I'll let you guys know once everything drops on the website, so just be ready for that. But these guys are doing amazing, just like my little Severum tank, man. I love it. I ain't gonna lie, I really enjoy looking at this aquarium right here. Now over here to all my autumn angels. These guys have been doing great since they've been brought in from Indonesia. As you can see, they all just be hovering together, just swimming. Just a beautiful, beautiful fish. I've never had this many angels in one tank, but it's super dope to see. When it's time to feed, they all come up. It's just super, super dope, man. So all these fish have been doing great in here. We still have tons of Julie cories in this aquarium as well. Still about 50 Julie cories. And then we have all our super red plecos in here as well. Look at that little cory up here on the wood, just chilling. But yeah, these guys are amazing. I love these fish, and just wanted to give you guys an update on them as well. Down here to my albino pearl scale angel tank with all my Congo Tetras. These guys have been doing great as well. All the albino pearl scale angels, they actually been acting like they want to spawn. I've been seeing them in here banging. It's been two of them that's been banging. I don't know if they fighting over a female or what. I'm not exactly sure if I even have females, but the way they've been acting lately tells me that they are trying to spawn. So we'll see what happens with that. But all the Congo Tetras are doing great. As you can see, we still probably got about 90 of them in here, and they're doing amazing. The tank is starting to really mature. The plants are growing. Super happy about that. So now that you guys got an update on some of the fish down here, I wanted to show you guys the fish that we unboxed in today's video. Finally got these guys into the aquarium. It's actually been a few days since we got these fish. So I got them all down here in these 10 gallons. So we'll take a look at them. In this tank down here, we have the Tuxedo Swordtails, but they are still a little shy. I just added in hornwork into these aquariums today, so I'm sure another day or so they'll start getting a little bit more adjusted. But everybody else is doing good. This is the tank with all my crebencies. I love these crebencies, and they're already starting to show some breeding activity. So the way I set up my crebency breeding tanks, they like to breed in a lot of like little caves or things like that. So I got this little, I don't know, like a little terracotta pot cave, and you can see the little female goes in there, and then the male here go in there as well. So hopefully we can get some spawn out of them very soon, because they already been showing some breeding activity. So these guys are in here and they're looking great. Now over in this tank, it might be a little harder to see these guys, but these are our pineapple swordtails, and you can see really how beautiful they are. The same thing with the orange swordtails. I need to take these females out of here and put them into a 5-gallon bucket, because these females are already fat and ready to drop. So I'm going to be getting the first batch of these guys here very soon, but they're just in this 10-gallon right now. And the thing with breeding swordtails, from my experiences, swordtails like a lot of hiding spots. So they like a lot of driftwood and a lot of rock in their aquarium, and of course the floating plants helps out a lot as well. So I still need to add some driftwood to this tank, and a few more rocks, and I think they'll be ready to go. But I am going to be pulling these females up out of here because they are fat, super fast. So they're doing good. I'll give you guys an update on them here in the future. So over here to our humpback lemurs, these guys are out front and center ready to show off for you guys. So that is the male right here. You can see where they get the name humpback. They got like that little hump over their head, and they got like that really distinct fin on the top, and they're not even colored up yet. The males get a real dark stripes on them, and then the females stay kind of how that female looks right there. Now this female right here, I already had her for probably about 5 months already. Then the other fat female, she is back there. Look how big she is. She's about ready to drop. So the same thing I would do with swordtails, the same thing I would do with any live bear, is to move these guys to their own designated tank so that way they can give birth, and then I'll put the females back in. And the same thing with these guys, they need a lot of live plants and a lot of floating plants, so just in case they do give birth in the tank, they can go ahead and have places for the babies to hide. So they're looking good. I definitely can't wait to get these guys to spawn. But that's going to be pretty much it for today's content. I'm super excited about these new breeding projects that's going on, and I will definitely keep you guys updated on how things are going. And once these babies grow and are available, I'll have them out to the public for you guys. But look at these heck alive. I had to end the video over here. Look how good they looking, man. Just beautiful. I swear this is a beautiful fish. And I also put some backgrounds on a lot of the tanks down here as well. But we'll save that for a nice little fish room tour video. If you guys want me to do a tour video, get this video to probably like 500 likes, and I'll do a full tour, because I haven't done one down here in my fish room in probably over a year. So that's it. Catch you guys in the next one. Appreciate the support. I'm out of here.